I just come up with a new example for interaction effect. Hope that this little example that comes from the real life can help you understand a little bit better in terms of the interaction effects and all the related concepts. Okay. I just went to the Kroger to pick up some groceries that we have ordered. We were lucky that even this time we were able to get everything that we have ordered through online. Okay, so you know that Kroger has a service called Click List. I used to call it Click List, where you buy online and they'll go pick up from their store. Okay, let's call this type of service as digital channel. Okay, you can order through your cell phone app, through website, through all different type of digital media, right? And then if you think about the digital channel as one factor, so your factor one is digital channel equipped and non-digital channel equipped. Okay, let's consider this as a high, right? Let's consider this as low. You can say it's the level of digital component integration to their sales operation. So digital has very high integration in their business model, and non-digital, have very low integration in their business model. And then you can also consider factor 2 as environmental uncertainty. Environmental uncertainty. Like COVID-19, that we're living in a very high environmental uncertain time. There are lots of uncertainties as you try to plan for your sales or marketing operations. Okay, so let's say for the environmental uncertainty, you also have high, you also have low. Okay, so I think with this, we're ready to plot an interaction effect to see. Of course, the outcome here is that we'd like to measure the sales, okay, daily sales, okay, daily sales. So we got the y-axis here and x-axis here. So let's call that as your daily sales, okay, daily sales. And you've got your x-axis. Let's consider the environmental uncertainty here first. Okay, so you got low environmental uncertainty, therefore planning does work out well, and with high environmental uncertainty. So let's consider the traditional, the non-digital channel. See what may happen in case of low environmental uncertainty. Okay, people would just do their shopping as they have done always for centuries. Okay, so where the environment is pretty stable, let me just make sure you know that this is environmental uncertainty. Okay, when the environment is very stable, when there are not many changes you expect from day to day, and this is your baseline sales level. Okay, however, when environment becomes very unstable, especially during a public health crisis, people will be resisting to go to store because they are afraid of getting infected. So the daily sales was suddenly dropped to this point. Okay, again, remember that I'm talking this non-digital operations. Okay, all the traditional digital operations. If you think about, people will do what they have done always, and then if you don't have any digital means, you will suddenly stop going to store. Okay, and this is a change. what is the amount of drop that you're seeing from this example? The amount of drop is this. This is amount of sales lost because of changes in environmental uncertainty. Okay, and then we have another case to consider, which is the type of operations supported by the digital integration. Okay, so you may have slightly higher sales because you're opening up two different channels, right? I mean, all these things are very hypothetical situations just to demonstrate you the concept. Who knows, maybe these are true. But the advantage is that during a environmental uncertainty, people will likely to utilize the online channel more. Therefore, they can maintain or even see a slight increase in their daily sales. Okay, in their daily sales. So, like this. Do you see interaction from here? Do you see the main effect from here? Okay, let's first see the main effect because of environmental uncertainty. Okay, main effect that is caused by the environmental uncertainties. I can see that the changes in sales because environment has gotten more uncertain is going to be this particular line here. Okay, again, you have to average them up, right? You have to average them up. So in general, when environment becomes very uncertain, that it hurts business. That's what you're seeing here. Although we see a little bit of increase in the pink line, which is digitally integrated sales, but because this blue line is very steep, therefore you have to combine both effects together, right? So this blue line, this green line, can be used to represent the main effect from the environmental uncertainty. Okay, and then let's take a look at the main effect of digital integration. Digital integration. So in here, you see when the environment is stable, okay, that means we're only considering in this particular plane. When the environment is stable, right, this yellow area, this is an area where the environment is very stable. Okay, so it means you need to compare only the difference between the blue dot and pink dot in here. So when the environment is certain, then the digital integrated cells has slight advantage over the non-digital integrated operations. Okay, if you consider the other half, where the environmental uncertainty is high, the advantage of digital integration over non-digital integration is significantly high. Okay, significantly high. So that to measure to measure the average effect of these two, we'd like to find average between this guy and this guy, which is this point, this guy and this guy. Therefore, the average is here. So this is the direct effect of the digital integration. Okay, and both way, when you have digitally integrated channel, you see increase. Therefore, you'd like to see a very positive main effect for this digital integration. Okay, regardless of environmental uncertainty, that you are seeing this increase in sales. Okay, now let's consider this case. Okay, now let's consider the last and the most tricky part, which is the interaction part. Okay, interaction part. So please consider this hypothetical situation where a grocer who was operating as a non-digitally integrated business model, when this environment was stable, but he suddenly wanted to switch to digitally integrated service model in order to prepare for the upcoming environmental uncertainty. Okay, so what is the potential gain? So if he decided not to switch to the digitally integrated model, this is what he would expect. He would have to expect drop in sales, because in that case, we need to consider the environmental uncertainty effect and that effect alone. However, since he planning to be on this position, because he wanted to become, digitally integrated service provider, so he, instead of jumping here, he will be able to jump all the way to here. Okay, so he should have gone here during the environmentally uncertain time, but he is up here just because he embraced digital operations. Okay, so he gone through one factor, environmental uncertainty is changed, and the second factor, he embraced digital technology. Therefore, this is the interaction effect we're seeing from for this particular guy right here. Okay, another similar story that, let's say this B right here, he was a originally digitally integrated seller. However, for some reason, he'd like to cancel out all these equipment and going back to the non-digitally integrated sales model. So in that case, he's operating in this level. However, when environment changes, he will have to expect even steeper, even steeper drop in sales in here. Okay, had he been remained in the digital operation, his sales level would have gone up, just because he decided not to be part of digital anymore. So he actually dropped to here. Okay, he experienced first factor, environment changed. He also experienced a second factor, which is digital integration. So what is insight from this little example right here? Well, if you are a grocer, if you're a grocery store owner, if my little example is quite accurately capturing what's happening with the digitally equipped store and non-digitally equipped store, then obviously what you need to do is just by looking at this diagram right here, you need to immediately decide to jump to the digitally integrated bandwagon. Okay, because that is going to bring you additional advantage during the time of environmental uncertainty. Okay, so equipping digitally is not a simple issue. It relates to redesigning entire new business processes and re-implementing some of the inventory policies, right? It also involves training, all these kind of things. So it's not just you want to do it, you can do it. You have to prepare for a long run. I went to Kroger today and everything was very smooth. I thought that what happens to the stores that who's not been prepared for times like this? I thought about the Ciolino in Michigan, where we used to go there to buy a lot of vegetables and fruit. I checked their website. They said they're gonna close until April 5th, which is very unfortunate. Okay, if you think about the agriculture industry, they can keep their inventory very long. So I think if they closed for 2 weeks of time, I think potential economic loss will be even greater than just 2 weeks of short in sale. Okay, because they kind of disrupted from their original inventory modeling, those kind of thing, inventory ordering policy, and all these type of things. So I hope this example helps you understand a little bit more about the interaction effect. If I come up with some other examples, I'll also let you know. Okay, thanks.